All right, happy Sunday, guys. Welcome back. This is the neutral strategy. I noticed that last week that some of you maybe have not received the message. This is a very popular strategy that was requested over the many years. I've been sharing it for free on YouTube, but now I make it unlisted so that not everyone out there can see it unless you're a member here in the SPX room. And it's really straightforward. You can go out to my page and read on how to execute this trade. Basically, it's a PMZ that's bigger. And we go short when it breaks underneath. We go long when it breaks above. This overall sentiment in the broad market analysis is very important. My overall sentiment was sideways to down. And therefore, I didn't execute this trade until this day here, which I want to say was on Thursday. Let me just kind of scroll over here. Yeah, on the 14th. So I didn't execute it until here. I went ahead and made some annotations. This would have also worked, but would have been more uncomfortable because price bounced up almost all the way back to the neutral. Remember, the idea is for traders who are on the go, who don't have as much time to sit in front of the charts. You set up your alerts. Please go back. If you have not watched the first video that's in your room, please do so. It's underneath weekly neutral strategy. And on November the 10th, I created a video. It's a good video for you to watch to kind of follow through everything that I do. Now today I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster. We're not going to set alerts or anything like that. But in the last video, I show you how to create options and take those options before price even gets to the levels so that you don't have to be in front of the charts. So that part is very important. So if you want to watch that, do so. Okay. All right. So today what we're going to do is I kind of want to review and say, okay, look, we're going to keep a couple things on here. So we want to keep the green zones because price has still not come down there. There is some divergence between price and the cloud. And a lot of times the wider this gap gets, the higher probability we're going to shoot up to it. Or there's a probability that we shoot down even lower and the cloud kind of drops a little bit more. Okay. So I want to be looking at a couple things here today. I'm going to take these off. Okay. Right now, we're going to keep the bottom ones. So we hit all of these targets. And this was a really good trade for me. I shared it there in the SPX room. I think I got into the options at like $5. I sold, I think, close to 12. They ended up going to like 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. So yes, I did close them a little early, but that's okay. Still was a good trade, and it helped with the cushion, if you will. And all right, so we're going to keep the neutral on there, but we're moving it just so you understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this overall move here. I'm going to look at where we pulled back. I'm going to look at this overall, and then I'm going to look where we pulled back by using some Fibonacci's. So let's go ahead and move into where the rally started. So roughly about right there. We're going to come up to the pivot high. You can see that we stalled at the 50, and then price started to bounce. So in order for this to get back in the bull channel, it needs to get above 589, 593, somewhere in that range. It doesn't have to be perfect. We could also, if you want, let's just do that. We're going to make this easier. We're just going to go from this pivot. You can see that we still hit the 50. I'm going to most likely use this here. So I'm going to use the trendy edge for right now. Things could change. I'm going to use the trendy edge as that purple line. You might not be able to see it. There's a purple line right there. And then I'm going to take the top level and put it here. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the pivot high right here. We're going to make this kind of small. We're going to go right there. Okay. And this is actually going to be one of the targets. Put that right there. And then we are going to use this inside and down formation that's right there. And I'm going to come up about right this level right there. All right, so that's what we have for right now. I'm gonna take this little gray box. Actually, we can just redo that one. And if you have any specific questions, you can come back and ask me. But for right now, I think that's what I'm going to do. That's a little, I'm gonna come up. I'm actually gonna go underneath that structure. Yeah, I'm gonna go from here to here. Boom. Okay. I don't know, this is telling me that even though these are close, yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit more room here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the green and move it up to this 23.6. Just like that. I'm going to create more targets to the downside. I'm going to use that 618. I'm going to come just above it. And then we are going to keep the levels, 579.15. I'm just going to straighten them out here. And then we're going to keep this one, 576.43. Just like that. Yep, keep that. Bring neutral down here. And then we're going to put another target. I'd say, yeah, I mean, if we get a really good push this week, I would typically use the top of my weekly edge and just know that could be another target. But I'm gonna use, see how we have this past edge here and this future edge here. I'm gonna come right around that area. These are gonna be my targets to the upside. Remember, this is the area where I believe we could go, but we might have that relief bounce first. Maybe, you know, NVIDIA does well, but then it sells off and comes back down. But the difference between these two is your risk for this week. I like to, what I did over here was at the money. When I took the puts over here, I think they were at the money or in the money. And because it was Thursday, that's another thing I want to make sure that everybody understands. It would have made money either way, but because it was Thursday, I bought next week's option. Okay, so I bought next week's. Once that equity, or sorry, the premium curve, you know, here's Monday, here's Thursday. Things really fall off on Thursday. So if you're just setting up and getting into this trade, for me, if it sets up on Thursday, then I'm buying next week. Okay. All right. So there's that. And let's keep that there. We're going to do the same thing over here. Let's just use the, I mean, it looks exactly the same. So we're going to go right here. And we got the 618 and we got that. Awesome. I actually really like this idea right away. I'm going to pull down. I'm going to go right there on the daily edge. I think we could have some really big movements. I'm actually going to put this all the way up here. Keep those. I'm going to go underneath the structure. It almost feels like it can be a pretty sideways week again. And it's okay if we make this box a little wider than normal. Now, if you want to be aggressive, I have an aggressive way of trading this. And that is when we're at the bottom of the level, like your intention is to go short, but a lot of times what you'll find is that price is going to bounce off of this level. So if we open up tomorrow morning and we're at the bottom of here, my first instinct is to want to buy the dip and see this would be a more aggressive trade. So I'm already long, even though we haven't set up outside of the neutral, and then I trim at 500. So this becomes target 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Just like I would tell you, if we were to gap up tonight and we were to open up towards that green, my first intention is to actually go short. So it's a little weird. I get that, but you got to understand that these are anytime price is below any level on my chart, it's resistance until proven otherwise. Anytime it's at any lower level, it is support until proven otherwise. Okay. So let's see, 493.94. Let's just move this over. I don't like to change my numbers. All right, and then 491.07. Right there, good. So those are our targets. This one's really far away, the 483. But again, you know, NVIDIA could be the reason why we have some kind of crazy pullback, or it could be the reason we go back up to highs. So I'm going to put these in here for you. These are going to be targets within the zone. Okay, let's look at the banners real quick. Again, the big picture, we're bullish. The weekly, neutral, and then the daily was extremely bearish. So we have a mixed bag here. Overall sentiment is be neutral. Just trade the strategy. Try not to overthink it. Remember, set your alerts here, or you can already set to buy your options before price even gets there. Watch my last video. It'll tell you how to do that. And I also have some videos on YouTube. But this was really quick and straightforward. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it inside the room here, guys. So if we bring down this right here, this is where it was last week, right here at weekly neutral. Okay. And we are going to do, I'm going to copy this and say neutral. Whoops, what did I do? Neutral strat 1117 24. Then I have the video, but let's put 1117 before. So we'll basically paste this. You know, you'll have to scroll down to get to the most recent. So we'll do the before, and then we'll do the after. And if I take a trade, I'll share. And 1117 before, and then we'll have 1117 after when we're finished. Okay. Now the video itself is already going to be, it's this one. I don't feel like I need to put this video out there, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, place it underneath this neutral strat, and if you want to watch it, it's there. And have an amazing Sunday. We'll see you soon.